I just want to welcome everybody and thank them for coming. What a great afternoon we have, blessed with this weather today. I'm not going to be long because I know you guys have some other events and some of our service providers have some other events too. So with that being said, and without further ado, I'd like to bring up Senator John Mannion.
Thank you, everybody, for being here today. And I will say this a few times, but I'd like to thank the veterans for their service to this country. And then after their service, we know that the service never ends, and we are forever indebted to you. And for those of you that continue to support your fellow veterans, I thank you. It's very inspiring to be here today. It was a lot of work for my team, including Derek Carr here, who started us off. But there's so many great organizations here today that have come, and of course it's great to see such a good crowd. We want to support our veterans. We have to support our veterans. And for many of the veterans that are here that served in Vietnam, I had the honor of standing on the Senate floor when we acknowledged Vietnam Veterans Memorial Day. And the small number of veterans, as we were in the midst of the pandemic, that showed up that day, you could see the appreciation that they felt in how we acknowledged and honored them. And as many of you know, I got a chance to speak with some of them afterwards, and they were impacted by it because they had a very different experience from our World War II veterans and our Korean War veterans. And they made sure that the future veterans of this country did not face what they did when they returned home. And all of those things really resonated with me. As someone who comes from a family of veterans, I had 4 uncles serve in World War II, and my grandfather came to this country, and the first thing he did was serve in World War I. I did not serve, but I have great respect for those that did, and of course I have many family members and friends that did. So with that, today we have many services and programs available to our great veterans, and it's truly my honor and my staff's honor to help organize this event. When I spoke with my team, the message was simple. Let's get as many veterans service agencies, programs, and other organizations that work with veterans under one single roof to make this as easy as possible to access services. And it took the work of a bunch of amazing partners to pull this off. So, of course, I want to thank Cayuga Community College, Cayuga County Veteran Services, and all of our all of our vendors that are out there. And there's really too many for me to name here. I did not get around to everybody in the time that I've been here because I've been having so many great conversations. Our veterans always show up. Some of the stories I heard today were about the commitment and the dedication and the volunteerism that still exists and that is ongoing. That's just what they do. And we need to recognize that. So many of our organizations that exist today and remembering those that served prior, it is veterans that are out there doing the work. So I couldn't think of a better forum than this to induct Auburn's own Nick Valenti into the New York State Senate Veterans Hall of Fame, right here on his home turf and in front of many family and friends and his wonderful wife that I had the honor and privilege of meeting, a few months ago. I know we have a member of the New York State Council of Vietnam Veterans of America in attendance, and I'd like to thank you for all that you do for our veterans. Nick came to Albany earlier this year and visited my office. We had a chance to meet and talk a little bit, take a few pictures. Just from that short meeting, I knew that we had made the correct decision for the 2022 induction into the New York State Senate Hall of Fame. As I've already stated, Nick's service to this country continues, and it continues in honoring and supporting his fellow veterans. So Nick has a presence. He commands the room. He's a man of dignity and honor and respect. And when he is criticized by others for his attire today, he continues that that level of dignity. So you handled that very well, Nick. And you look great, by the way. So all of those attributes are because of his respect for his country, his respect for his community, and his respect for his fellow veterans. Nick served faithfully and with honor in the 3rd Battalion, 9th Marines, 3rd Marine Division in the coastal waters of the Republic of Vietnam from February 1969 to August 1970. In 1970, he was awarded a meritorious promotion to corporal. He is the recipient of the Vietnamese Service Campaign Medal. He also was awarded 2 meritorious masks for outstanding service as head of the battalion's legal services division. Upon returning from Vietnam, Nick continued what has been a lifetime of service. He has served as an American Legion Post Commander for 18 years and the VVA 704 Chapter President. He's been a member of the New York State Veteran Service Officer Association and was the Cayuga County Veteran Service Officer. He is currently serving in his 10th year as the New York State Central District Director for the Vietnam Veterans of America. He frequently represents Cayuga County and New York State at New York State regional and national Vietnam veteran conferences and events. He served with distinction as the Cayuga County Veteran Service Agency Coordinator. He created and developed a transportation program that is still in existence that made it possible for veterans to go to medical appointments, including to the VA Medical Center. None of these accomplishments are easy. They demand hours of work and hours of volunteering, nights, weekends, overcoming roadblocks, managing budgets, managing people, managing huge projects with many moving parts. Nothing exemplifies this commitment more than his role as co-chair of the effort to bring the wall that heals to Cayuga County. Ultimately, 8,000 visitors attended this opportunity for many who would never be able to visit the wall in Washington, D.C. The presence of the wall also provided a sense of healing to the many Vietnam veterans and their families who visited the wall on that day. Nick was the moving force in a 15-year project to design, create, and make a reality the Cayuga County Vietnam Veterans Memorial and in memory program monument. Dedicated in 2021, we were also able to provide Cayuga County Vietnam veterans with the Welcome Home Parade that they never had. Nick has also worked for 14 years to make the Wreaths Across America program a success each December for all participants and the community. As Linda Townsend said in her nominating letter, Nick Valenti's list of personal and professional accomplishments are too numerous to mention. And I had too many words to say about all of his accomplishments. I was bound to mispronounce a few of those. But it is a testament to you, Nick, for all that you've done. And this list is a long one and an important one because it impacts people. Accomplishments, as I said, are too numerous to mention, but he has been involved in 63 different community projects during the past decade. If ever there was an individual that is worthy of induction into the New York State Senate Hall of Fame for veterans, it is Nick Valenti of Auburn, New York. Please join me in congratulating a model Marine, a model citizen, and someone we are lucky to have in our community, Nick Valenti.
What makes this so enriching is that I'm talking to my peers, I'm talking to my contemporaries, I'm talking to my brothers and sisters that all do the same thing I do. The only difference is that I had the chance to be a director of Veterans Affairs here at Cayuga County, and I was able to give back some of the lives that were taken. I was able to help the families of these veterans, and I was able to help get our sick veterans to the hospital over in Syracuse. Those things seem like words, but they're more than words. Because we had veterans who couldn't get to a simple hospital appointment over into Syracuse, VA, because they didn't live on a bus route, because they didn't have family members to take them, because they didn't have the financial wherewithal to own a car and drive themselves. Some were infirmed and couldn't even do that. So through my years, and with the help of State Senator Mike Nozzolio, we were able to get what we called it a vet van, because back in 1997, if we ever called it a bus, the soot would have hit the fan. So it was a vet van. Even though it could hold 14 people, put in 2 wheelchairs, it was still a van. And it still operates to this day. And our new Veterans Director, Kevin Swab, there you are, Kevin. He's keeping it on. He's keeping it going, servicing those that need it the most. I'm ad-libbing this because you ruined my speech. But I'm going to tell you about just some very quick principles about what we live by. Each one of us sitting here, and the veterans from Skinny Atlas, thank you for coming, men. We live by some very simple rules. 1, we honor our dead. 2, we take care of those who came back. And 3, we respect everyone's service. It's that simple. You don't have to do anything else. You don't need to do anything else. That's what we live by. My generation was taught by the greatest generation. We picked up from them what to do. We understood right from wrong. We understood that we needed to help those who most needed. And we don't think of ourselves so much. I didn't know that Linda Townsend put in my name for this award. Didn't know it at all. She took it upon herself, but she and I have worked together on veterans since 1983. That's a long time. But I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to stand in front of you, and I'm proud to have my peers. I see my VVA brothers and sisters here. It's amazing to have all of you come around and just say hello. And Dryden is here. Thank you, guys. And the people I serve on the Oversight Committee for our Veterans Office. We're lucky enough to have the Chairman of the Legislature, David Gould, here. David, if you would please. David zips by and says hello, and I says, well, you're going to sit up in front. And he goes, oh, no. But he's always prepared. He's always prepared. But he appointed me to a committee to oversee or work with our director, Veterans Director, and I'm proud to do that. I've served on advisory committees for 2 congressmen, for the Canandaigua Veterans Hospital, Sampson Cemetery Committee when it first started 6 years ago, and now I'm on the county committee. I couldn't be prouder to work with these men and women and look for the betterment of all of us. I even see that Sue Doan's clan from the state Veterans Administration is here. Thank you guys for showing up, ladies. Great to see you. Oh my God. And then I had to run into the health department. In another lifetime, I worked for the health department. I worked for social services. And that's when Ralph Stanbrook, a county legislator and chairman of the legislature many years ago, asked me to give him a hand. And it isn't as if I knew better than to say yes after I did it with the Marine Corps. I said, sure. And then he throws it at me. Nick, I need a director. And let me tell you something. Back in 1996, I said yes. And he smiled. And he kept smiling until he decided he was going to pay me to do it. That was 4 years later. I said, you son of a gun. He says, I knew you'd be easy, Nick. So what I want to do is just recap for everybody that Vietnam Veterans of America lives for one reason. We want to live by the motto, never again will one generation of veterans abandon another. That's our motto. That's what we live by. And you can tell by my brothers and sisters here, my contemporaries, why we're here and why we do what we do. So I just hope I can keep doing it. I'm not resting on any laurels. Just so you know, this year we found out that 25 of our 29 Cayuga County veterans who were killed in Vietnam are now in the, let's see, it's called the Purple Heart Hall of Honor in Windsor, New York. All 4 of our Southwest Asia veterans who were killed in Afghanistan are also there. Now, oddly enough, not very many people know about it, no matter how much we press for it and try and get the word out. But we haven't been able to get the names of our wounded and dead and find out if they have a Purple Heart or not. So we just do it by word of mouth and get it out to families. And it's been successful. So far in our endeavors, we've got 29 put in from our county that were never there before, but they're covered. They're covered and they're going to be remembered. And one of the people that pursues this for us is our local sheriff, oh boy, Skank.
Shank.
Did I get it right? Shank? Okay, well, at least he didn't throw something at me. He helped us get magnetic signs with the image of our 29 killed and our 4 in Afghanistan. Their image, their date of death, and he carries them on his cars. And in the Memorial Day Parade, we had those images on our cars when we were in the Auburn Parade. Weedsport, which has been an amazing community to deal with, gave us a home for our Vietnam Memorial, gave us a home for our In Memory program. Those men and women who came back from Vietnam but died because of their service, they're all being remembered. And on Memorial Day, we remember them by making sure we have a presence at Weedsport. And Bob Geralman from Weedsport, thank you so much for helping introduce us to your community and for getting it to work. Just so you know, just as a point of information, on June 23rd, on Thursday at noon, at the Veterans Park, there's going to be an Special Olympics torch run. It comes by around noon. These young men and women are from law enforcement, from the criminal justice class here at Cayuga Community College. What they do is they're going to start from the State Trooper Barracks in Elbridge. They're going to stop at the State Trooper Barracks here in Auburn. One of the stops along the way, so they can get a drink of water and catch their breath, is going to be at Veterans Park, and they hope to be there at noon. If anybody is interested in showing up, you're more than welcome. We're going to have a small honor guard. I've got some American Legion and Vietnam veterans that are going to be there just to pay our respects to those men and women who are trying to say thank you and to support Special Olympics. The runners usually are state police, sheriff's office, deputies, Auburn police, and like I said, it's criminal justice runners. So we thank them for helping us out, thank them for their support, and I thank you for spending this day to say something on behalf of all of my brothers and sisters that are here that do the exact same thing I do. Only I've had the pleasure of doing it at different levels, and they all keep me grounded, let me tell you. So thank you so much for coming. I'm not going to bore you anymore because I could really yak a lot, and my wife has already told me, stop reading and just talk to people, and it always works out better. So thank you so much, and God bless everyone.
Thank you, everybody. I won't keep you here much longer, but I do want to acknowledge the Sheriff Brian Skank. Thank you. Yes. And I've had the pleasure to serve Cayuga County for about the last year and a half, or parts of it, and it has been a pleasure. Everybody is so welcoming, and the sheriff is a very strong leader who does it in a way that everybody could be representative of. And just to wrap up here, I want to acknowledge someone else who has served the the Cayuga County legislature, and who is chairman, and we've had a chance to work together over the past year and a half or so, and I appreciate your service to this community and this country. So just to wrap things up, will be Chairman David Gould. Thank you.
I had no idea. I just stopped up to see Nick and congratulate him, but anybody that saw that picture would not know it's Nick, because I had no idea that was Nick. I can guarantee you that. Without his hat and without his uniform, you just don't recognize him. So again, real short. I know everybody's got to go somewhere. Thank you, Senator, for inviting me. Thank you, Nick. Congratulations. It's well deserved. I don't know who else could have filled these shoes that you have done for the last 4 decades in Cayuga County. And it's been an honor to work with you and the wall in Weedsport. That was such an honor. It was a long, I don't know how many years, but a long time. 15 years just to get a wall in Weedsport. Unbelievable. But I want to congratulate him. There's nobody better, as I said, that could win this honor. He's just a great gentleman, a great man, and he doesn't like to talk, as you can tell. But again, Nick, congratulations. And the best part of it all is I consider you a friend and always will. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So that wraps up our program here. You know, I want to thank all the vendors. I know they've got a lot to offer out there, so please, if you have not got to them, make sure that you do, and I will be out there as well. I think we got this one right. We don't always, but Nick Valenti, it's my pleasure. I'm happy to know you and proud to say that we got to acknowledge you, and for what it's worth, that will be, you know, in the New York State Senate Hall of Fame. Well deserved. Thank you for your service and your continued service, and to everybody else, have a great day. Thank you.